Hi there, this is Jack from Spitfire Audio's Customer Experience team. In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating the user interface controls on the Olafur Arnalds Stratus library, but in particular, I'll be focusing on the matrix grids. Once you've authorized your product in native access, it'll appear on the left-hand side of Contact. By clicking the Instruments button, you can load anything that has a .nki file extension. You can load a patch by either double-clicking it or clicking and dragging to the right-hand side. The first thing to talk about on the matrix grid is the pattern variations. So on some grids, each individual coordinate, when clicked, will cycle through to a different sound, which is represented by the changing icon. The y-axis up the left-hand side are the voice icons. By clicking each one of these, you will set the polyphony for the particular patch. Across the x-axis at the top, you have the wave icons. The wave icons can be also clicked, and they will load that particular column. On the wave icons, there's a variety of different shortcuts that you can implement on this. So for example, if you hold down Command and click, we'll increment through the pattern variations and note that the icon is changing on the coordinate. If I was then to Shift and click, this will set the default preset that was curated by Olafur. And if you were to Option click, this will randomize the pattern variations for that particular column. Now, when you play a particular set of notes, you'll note on the right-hand side of the interface, we'll get note markers. On the right-hand side at the top of the interface, we have the View selector, where we can change between the grid, the FX options, and also the settings of the library. Directly below this, we have the side panel, where we can cycle through a number of different settings. Firstly, looking at this Quick Effects side panel, there are 4 different controls. These individual controls can be assigned to anything on the effects browser. The 2 arrows next to the Quick Effects icon will allow you to navigate the side panel to a different view, where we can have more advanced controls over the matrix. At the top of the controls options, for this particular matrix, there is a loop and one-shot option. In looped mode, the samples will loop endlessly as long as the note is held, whereas in one-shot mode, it'll play the sample once. And if you were to switch this mode on or off, you will purge the samples, and as you can see, Contact is loading at the top. The low note priority option again is only allowed on certain matrices. This control places any incoming note that is lower than the current lowest note into the first voice slot. The low note priority is the polyphony option, and here we can either double click on the number to type a value we want, or we can alternatively click and drag this icon. This will set the number of voice icons for the patch. Directly below this, we have attack and release, and what these do is it allows you to set the attack time, so how long it takes for the sound to fade into its maximum value, and the release is how long it takes for the sound to decay to 0 once you've let go of a key. The stereo image control directly below the attack and release control enables you to collapse the stereo signal into mono, or expand it to its maximum possibility. The piano overlay option allows you to implement a dry piano sound over the top of the matrix. You have a volume for this overlay, and you also have a panning option for it. By moving to the right again, we have the randomize functionality, which is similar to what we have in our Evo grids. Firstly, the randomize matrix will allow you to shuffle the matrix in a random fashion. Resetting the matrix will return the matrix to the default preset. The next 2 controls, evolve over time and randomize over time, can only be active one at a time. The active one will always have an egg timer next to it. Note when I change to randomize over time, the egg timer drops to a different control. When the egg timer is not shown, both of these controls are bypassed. Evolve over time increments the selected patterns on the coordinates during playback. So if I set this, you'll notice that the pattern icons are changing over time when I play. If I was to change this to randomize over time, what you find is the entire matrix randomizes whilst playing back. That will also randomize the individual patterns on the coordinates as well. The time option below the randomize option allows you to set the rate at which these particular controls vary over time. And the sync to BPM option allows you to sync Stratus to the host you're using it with. Moving to the effects pages, you can see that the side panel also doesn't change. Here we have 5 different effects you can choose from. Firstly, at the top of the effects page, there's a randomize option. By clicking this, you can randomize all effects controls. The reset option will set this back to its default value. Clicking on any effect will present an A, B, C or D option directly below. Here, you can select this to assign that particular control to the side panel Quick Effects tab. Moving on to the effects page, we can see that the side panel remains the same. At the top of the effects page, we have a randomize option. By clicking this, you'll set random values for every single effect. The reset option allows you to return to the default state. When you click on any effect within the top section of the effects page, you'll note that there is an A, B, C or D control which appears below that effect. By clicking any one of these, you can assign this to the quick effects on the right hand side. For example, I've now assigned the filter cutoff to D on the quick effects tab. Moving through these, we have the filter cutoff, we have the tape saturation drive, we have a chorus send level, a convolution reverb level, and also a delay send level. By clicking any one of these effects also, we expand further controls at the bottom of the effects page. On the filter option, we have the filter resonance, which is a peak at the cutoff frequency. We can also change the high pass and low pass filter option to pass either high frequencies or low frequencies. On the convolution setting, we can set our own individual impulse responses so we can change the reverb sound. To the right of these presets, we also have a pre-delay for the convolution reverb. This control allows you to delay the reverb onset. The tape saturation option will allow you to add warmth into your sound, which will make the sound a little bit more full. And then we have the tape saturation roll-off, which decreases the top end. On delay, we have the delay time, a sync to BPM option, so sync to the host tempo of your DAW. You can increase the feedback of the delay, the panning of the delay, which when increased, turns this delay into a ping-pong effect, and also a high-frequency attenuation under the damping effect. On the chorus, there are 3 different controls where we can modulate the depth of the chorus, so how much the sound is affected, the speed at which that modulation occurs. By adjusting the phase control, you adjust the angle in which the chorus is modulated, and what this means is it means that when you implement chorus, when it pulses, it will pulse back and forward in a different timing onset as opposed to it being bang on the beat, for example. Moving on to the settings page, we have the return to default option in the top right corner. This will allow us to return the settings of Stratus back to the factory settings. Under the performance options, we have HQ mode and light mode. For lower spec CPU based systems, I recommend going to light mode, which is much more CPU friendly. Under the audio options, we have include filter when randomizing effects. When this is checked, when you randomize the effect, the filter will also be included. Triggering the samples if the matrix is changed. This option enables the samples to crossfade between each other when you're switching between patterns on the matrix. If this particular control is unselected, the matrix will wait for the next voice input before it changes its pattern. The final option in the audio settings, when enabled, will make the sample start from the beginning. When it's disabled, each sample plays back from the position of the previously selected sample. Under the visual options, we have show animations and show notes markers. As mentioned previously, the note markers are the notes that are labelled on the right-hand side of the matrix, which identify the keys, and the show animations are the icons that change when randomizing the matrix, for example. Stratus can be a slightly difficult library to understand at first, and if you have any questions about its operation, please get in touch with us at spitfireaudio.com/support. Thanks.